Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do this. I did a video the other day talking about the Minnesota Wild and their cap situation. Which, by the way, don't necessarily mind the echo in here. We took out our kids' loft bed. We had a loft bed that was sitting kind of right here, and it took up a good chunk of space. And we realized when we took it out and put it up in her room, wow, nice echo. So there's a little bit. It's the room is definitely opened up a bit, so we have kind of an echo. So I hope that's not too overpowering. But I wanted to talk about. I did a video talking about the Minnesota Wild, and their cap situation. And one of my subscribers had asked me if I could do one talking about this particular team, the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I've thought about doing one like this for every team, so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll gladly do that. So I thought I would do that. But before we get into that, I'd like to welcome you all. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully, I hope you enjoy the video. If you enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoy it, hit that subscribe button down there. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love it. I'd love to have every hockey fan I can find. I'd love to have as a subscriber here. So, like I said, if you're new and you like the video, check out some of the other videos. If you like them all, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'd love to have you here. And what do you say we get into this? So we're checking out the Pittsburgh Penguins and their current cap situation. Now, we've got the draft coming up just in a couple of days. On Thursday, I believe, is the draft. And there's some interesting, and free agency is not that far off after that. And the Penguins have got some interesting moves. Now, they have a projected cap space of a little over $23 million. Their projected cap space is $23,208,158. Now, there are a number of restricted free agents. There's only, because I'm looking on Cap Friendly, great site. I am a big fan of this site. And they have two restricted free agents, in Danton Heinen and Kasperi Kapanen. They're RFAs this year. And Heinen is 27 years old, Kapanen is 25. So, whatever their qualifying offers or whatever, we'll see what Pittsburgh does, if they, what kind of stuff they offer them. I'm not sure if they have arbitration rights. I mean, restricted free agents, I think, have arbitration rights, but they have some unrestricted free agents they have 8 unrestricted free agents. The big one is, of course, Evgeni Malkin. He's an unrestricted free agent. Now, we've seen, or at least I've kept hearing, and it's been out there, that the Penguins have agreed to an extension with Chris Letang. Haven't heard anything on that yet though. He's a UFA. And I don't know what he's gonna end up getting, but he's 35 years old. Malkin is also 35 years old. Now, Letang, if I look here on his Cap Friendly page here, what he has been making lately Okay, so he has been on a contract where his cap hit is $7.25 million. So now he's 35 years old. I can't think he's going to be making $7.25 million again. I can't think that he's going to do that, but I don't know. It has been said that the Penguins have had have a deal worked out with him, but there's nothing has been talked about. Nothing has been released, so we don't know. And of course Malkin, he's the big unrestricted free agent. He's 35 years old, and he's been making $9.5 million. His cap hit is $9.5 million. So you can't think that he's going to be making that much going forward because he is 35 years old. But I don't know. And there's honestly talk that Malkin is on his way out. And seeing Malkin in a different jersey, it'd be like Crosby if Crosby went and played for a different team. You know how weird it would be to see Evgeni Malkin in, especially in his own division, say in a Philadelphia Flyers jersey. You know how weird that would look. Oof. But besides Malkin, for the unrestricted free agents, they have Brian Boyle. He's 37 years old. He's an unrestricted free agent. Of course, we have Malkin. Then we have Rickard Rakell, who's 29, who the Penguins acquired in a trade, and Evan Rodriguez, who's 28. He's an unrestricted free agent. Then you have a couple of defensemen that are unrestricted free agents: Nathan Beaulieu, and of course Chris Letang. Chris Letang, of course, 35 years old. Beaulieu is 29, and they acquired him in a trade. Now, here's an interesting thing, and another guy commented on this about Marc-Andre Fleury. Now, there's 3 goaltenders right now on the Penguins are carrying 3 goaltenders. You've got Tristan Jarry, Casey DeSmith, and Louis Domingue. DeSmith and Domingue are both UFAs. So if they lose both of them, you got to think they might lose one of them. Domingue might be the one that ends up being the odd man out. But in the possibility, if they lose both of them, could Marc-Andre Fleury go back to Pittsburgh, finish his career out where he spent so many great years and won 3 Stanley Cups? I don't see why not. I don't see why he couldn't go back there. But again, and he's 37 years old, so I don't know. I'm not sure what Fleury would be thinking, or if he would want to go back there, or even if Pittsburgh has even maybe talked to him about coming back. I don't know. It's interesting. But and then of course Jarry is an unrestricted free agent after next season. So the 23-24, he's a he will be a free agent after the 22-23 season. So there's some decisions that the Penguins are going to have to make. And again, they have a little over $23 million in cap space. So now you got to think, if Malkin's been making 9.5 and Letang had been making 7.25. So right there between those two guys, if they both agreed to that same amount of money, That's $16 million. That's $16 million in cap space. And that would only leave them with $7 million in cap space to deal with 2 restricted free agents, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unrestricted free agents. There's not enough money there. There would not be enough money there to bring everybody back, which is why it'll be interesting to see if they come out and announce a Letang extension. How much would that be? Again, Letang is 35 years old, and from what I had heard, it was not going to be just like a 1 or a 2 year extension. From what I was hearing, that it was potentially going to be longer than that. Maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe. What's the cap number going to be? How much do you pay him? If it's a 4 or 5 year deal, do you pay him? He's been making 7.25. Do you give him 5? 5 per year? I don't know. But if you were to give Letang $5 million, you've got $18 million left. Now you got to worry about Malkin. What is Malkin wanting? Or is Malkin just resigned to the fact that he's going to leave Pittsburgh? I don't know. And, of course, with the draft coming up, I'm not totally positive on this, but before the free agent period starts, could it be possible come draft time, could the Penguins trade Malkin? Could they? I'm honestly not sure if they could trade his rights or what, or if they can't trade him. I'm not entirely sure, being that he's an unrestricted free agent. But man, if the Penguins lost Malkin for nothing, ouch. That would hurt. That, I would think, would hurt a lot, because he's brought a lot to that team. Him, Crosby, and Letang, they've been the 3 mainstays, especially through their latest run. They've all won 3 Stanley Cups together. Who goes? Could they trade Malkin before? Could they trade Malkin at the draft? I'm not sure. If somebody knows that, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know if they could still trade. Could you still trade an unrestricted free agent right before his UFA kit, but right before he goes on the market? I honestly can't remember right now if you can do that. If you can, let me know. But yeah. There is a lot of decisions the Penguins have to make. 8 unrestricted free agents and 2 restricted free agents this offseason. I don't see them having enough money to re-sign all of them. Especially, if you give Letang, I can't think Letang is going to make the same amount of money that he has been making because he's 35 years old. But I don't know. If they were to give him 7.25 million again, you're gonna bring that cap number down to, because it's 23,208, 7.25. That's gonna be, that's gonna be 15 million left in cap space to try and go after 9 other guys? I don't see it. I think the Penguins are going to have some very interesting decisions. And, we're still waiting to hear whether or not they have agreed to an extension with Chris Letang. We're not sure yet. But if they agree to an extension with Letang, does Malkin leave? God, it would be very, very weird to see him in a different team's uniform. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think Malkin leaves? From everything that I've been hearing, he's resigned himself to the fact that he is not going to be a Pittsburgh Penguin next year. I don't necessarily know. I'm not sure how they're going to navigate with the cap space they have and the amount of free agents, restricted and unrestricted, that they have. I don't know. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Ron Hextall has definitely got some he's got some interesting moves to make. He's got some very, very interesting moves to make. But again, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Do we hear about a Letang extension before free agency period? Maybe by the draft? Do we hear that? But the big question, especially either at the draft or do the Penguins maybe trade Malkin at the draft and try to get something back for him? Or does Malkin walk and the Penguins get nothing? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. And if you were just bored checking around YouTube, and you happen to come across this video or any other video on my channel, hopefully you tuned in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to tell your friends about the channel if they're big hockey nuts. And again, let me know. Does Malkin stick around, or does Malkin officially walk and the Penguins get nothing? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Talk to you guys again soon.